So I guess move around as much as you think she would.
Wait, how would Agag move around?
It's like this.
Live on tape from Capture Production Studios in beautiful downtown Bridgeville, it's Consumer Sense with Dr. Audrey Gusky. Here to make sense of it all, Audrey Gusky.
Welcome to Consumer Sense, where we share consumer tips and trends of what's happening in the Pittsburgh marketplace with you. I am Dr. Audrey Gusky. This is the show you have all been waiting for. On this week's show, we will talk extreme couponing with one of the stars of that popular TLC show. Nathan Engels will be joining Consumer Sense to give us a behind-the-scenes look at the show, and he will share some of his secrets of how to be an extreme couponer. Or if you don't have the time or energy to be extreme, he tells you how you can still save money as a mini super couponer. We get some fall gardening tips on what we should be planting as the weather gets cooler. Now's a great time to save tons of money on your yard and get it ready for the spring. Wishful thinking. We will be rooted in time, literally. And it's not too cold outside to enjoy some great outdoor fitness and adventure. Learn how Pittsburgh rocks outdoors in the fall. Plus, we discover something we already knew, that Pittsburgh has good taste, as we talk to Dee Weinberg about the upcoming Good Taste Pittsburgh event. We have some fun, crazy concoctions for you to try. And Mo's Marketing Minute looks at the marketing of Steeler merchandise. And we tell you who this week's Customer Service Champ of the Week is. We will be saving you a lot of dollars and making a lot of sense for you on this week's Consumer Sense. You may have seen him on Extreme Couponing. With us today is Nathan Engels, and he's going to share his craziest of crazy concoctions. Nathan, great to have you here. What is your crazy concoction?
Well, our crazy concoction, we call it hillbilly onion rings. Now, that probably sounds a little odd, but what we do is we take a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Okay.
We freeze them. Okay, then we core them.
So far, so good.
Okay. Then we use our Bisquick or some kind of batter to make it, and some eggs, and put them in there. Batter them, put them in the refrigerator, let them cool again. Batter them again, and deep fry them. They usually stick together. They look just like onion rings, and they're a great party dessert.
But how do they really taste?
Oh, amazing.
Oh, that's so great. That is truly a crazy concoction.
It is a crazy
Nathan.
concoction.
I actually work at Starbucks, and there's a lot of crazy concoctions that people come up with there and make their own custom orders. For example, there's chocolate-covered strawberries and cream frappuccino, where people get the regular strawberries and cream and put chocolate chips in it. Or lately, a lot of people have been adding the new pumpkin spice flavor to their regular chai tea lattes and making their own custom drinks out of that.
I usually eat mustard with Fritos and Doritos, and I also eat it with bacon.
I like to go to Wendy's and get the fries in the Frosty, and to take the fries and dip them in the Frosty. Surprisingly, it's really good.
With us today is Dave Giachello, and he has a great customer service story for our Customer Service Champ of the Week. Dave, welcome to Consumer Sense. Tell us about your story. What happened?
Well, my dad was about to celebrate his birthday, and I thought, what's something I could get him this year that's really different and would stick out? And one of the many things we have in common is we both really enjoy beer. So I thought it would be a good idea to get him a beer basket. I wasn't sure where to get the basket from, so I went to Twitter. And there is actually a account for Southside on Twitter at Southside PGH. So I just sent a thing out saying, you know, where's a good place to get a beer basket out in Southside? They retweeted it, and then a bunch of people started sending me messages saying you should check out Carson Street Deli. So I went to the Carson Street Deli. The owner was there. He asked what I was looking to do. I said I wanted to, you know, make a beer basket with a bunch of different beers in it for my father. And he said, let me think about it. Let me give you my cell phone number. Call me tomorrow. I really want to make this basket nice. I told him how much I was looking to spend. Called him the next day. He's like the nicest guy. He told me all the different kind of beers he wanted to put in there. He hit the price like right where I wanted it. And just, you know, like the personal touch of him talking to me on the phone and saying that he really wanted to make this nice for my dad was really great. And he told me it would be ready the next day. He created the basket, went, picked up the basket. And even like walking out of the store with it, people were stopping me on the street saying, you know, who made this basket for you? And I was more than happy to say, oh, it was the guys at Carson Street Deli. And my dad not only was really happy with the basket, but he's been sharing it with me during Steeler games this year. So it's kind of been a win-win.
Can't beat that.
Yep.
Yes. So the customer champ of the week this week is Carson Street Deli. Congratulations.
Will always be home.
Sports.
I actually have neighbors that I talk to instead of Boston.
Go Pens. It's everything.
The new mango one is it. It's really good. It's really good, nice and sweet.
Mom and Dad are probably watching.
I drank it the first time it came out, and I've been drinking it ever since.
Man, I love Iron City. You got to support your own city. I lived here all my life.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Butler, Pennsylvania.
Massachusetts.
Marysville, Pennsylvania.
Washington, PA. Shadyside.
Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, man.
You may have heard of Good Taste Pittsburgh, and it's the event that is going to be held on November 5th at the Monroeville Convention Center. And with us today is Dee Weinberg. She's the president and producer of this great event. Dee, welcome to the show. Welcome to Consumer Sense.
Thank you, Audrey, for having me. Thank you.
Now, please tell us, what exactly is Good Taste Pittsburgh all about?
Good Taste Pittsburgh really is a celebration of food from this region. We'd like to say that the show is features food as entertainment and the kitchen is theater.
Oh, that's so exciting. Now, how many years have you been doing this?
This is the seventh year.
And this is all your idea?
Yes, it is my idea. It actually came from, I had been doing other people's shows for many years, and one of the major sponsors in a show that I was doing pulled out. There was lots of real estate on the floor that we had to fill, and I called a friend of mine who was a personal chef and said, can you come and do some demonstrations? People loved it. The next year we actually set up a table on the floor, and lots of people loved it. And I thought, you need to pay attention. There's something going on here. It was just when the Food Network was on everybody's radar screen. So I spent a year doing my due diligence, and in 2005 we launched this little show called Good Taste Pittsburgh, and 7 years later it's bigger and better.
And good for Pittsburgh too, because it is really, really a fabulous opportunity for us. What types of things can we look forward to this year at the event?
Well, the show has many faces. It has over 120 vendors this year. We have a celebrity chef stage with Food Network chefs and Cooking Channel chefs, and Nathan Engels from TLC, Extreme Couponing Show. And then we have demonstrations throughout the entire floor. We have workshops, hands-on workshops that people can register for. Crate and Barrel is doing a workshop on, on holiday table decorating.
Wow.
We have cake decorating. We have extreme couponing. We have Indian spices. You can actually grind your own spices and take home your own spices for cooking. So lots of fun things going on at the show. We also have a children's area.
Ooh, nice.
And this year we decided to expand it. Each year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And this year we are actually having kids use utensils that are made specifically for children. And they will be cooking. They will be making little vegetable and fruit animals. So it's a way to teach kids the joy of cooking along with mom or dad in the kitchen, and actually giving them something healthy to take home from the show. And then kids will have an opportunity to make pumpkin pancakes twice during the day. So it's a fun event. It really is. Anybody who loves food, it's a great event. It's a great place to start your holiday shopping. Incredible gift ideas on the floor, and not just for foodies, for anybody in your life.
So then, give us the details, the date and time, and how we can get some tickets.
The date of the show is Saturday, November 5th from 9 to 5 at the Monroeville Convention Center. Tickets are discounted online at $10, and you can get tickets at goodtastepittsburgh.com, and at the door they're $15.
Great. Well, we're all looking forward to joining you there. Thanks for joining us on Consumer Sense. Thank you, Dee.
Thank you so much.
Every week, we have been keeping you updated on the Pittsburgh Business Times Brand Madness competition. In the beginning, there were 64 brands fighting for bragging rights to be Pittsburgh's top brand. We are down to 16 brands and well into round 3. Things are heating up in the Sweet 16 round. The hottest and most competitive contenders are Sarah's Candies and the Terrible Towel. They have been getting the best votes, the most votes, and so far each has over 5,000 votes. It's nip and tug. This is some serious voting. Wow, they mean business. Cast your vote for either Sarah's or the Terrible Towel. Alpern Rosenthal is up against Westinghouse, another hotly contested race. We also have the Zoo versus Heinz History Center, Kennywood versus PNC Park, Primanti's versus Little Hugs, the Cathedral versus the Meadows, Cranberry Woods Office Park versus the Omni William Penn, and Bruner versus Eaton Park. Now come on, do your Pittsburgh duty and go out and vote for your favorite brands. Don't be one of those people who complain after the elections. Go out there and vote at www.pittsburghbusinesstimes.com. Next week will be the Elite 8. And as always, we will announce the winners on our next show. Fall time is a wonderful time of the year to spend some crisp, cool nights outside to enjoy the breathtaking views of a clear, star-filled night sky. The next time you stargaze with a telescope, you can thank one of your very own Pittsburghers for the incredible view. That's right. Did you know John Brashear of Brownsville, Pennsylvania, is credited with creating the first high-powered telescopic lens? While working in the mills of Pittsburgh, Brashear took residence in the South Side and studied astronomy while attempting to perfect the perfect lens for stargazing in the smog-filled Pittsburgh skies. Several years later, Brashear had perfected his first lens and began working with the Allegheny Observatory, which ultimately led to the formation of the Brashear Company, which quickly became the world-renowned producer of fine lenses. What became known as the Brashear process revolutionized the production of lenses and soon became the industry standard. Brashear went on to share his inventions with the world, refusing to put any patents on them for personal profit. He also taught at the University of Pittsburgh, was a founding director of Carnegie Mellon University, and made countless contributions to Pittsburgh schools, including the donation of hundreds of telescopes. Brashear Company, LP, still exists today, right here in the Burgh.
Will always be home. Sports.
I actually have neighbors that I talk to instead of Boston.
Go Pens. It's everything.
The new mango one is it? It's really good. It's really good, nice and sweet.
Mom and Dad are probably watching it.
I drank it the first time it came out, and I've been drinking it ever since.
Man, I love Iron City. You got to support your own city. I lived here all my life.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Butler, Pennsylvania.
Massachusetts.
Marysville, Pennsylvania.
Washington, PA. Shadyside.
Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, man.
You may have seen extreme couponing. I know we've talked about it on the show many times, and Pittsburghers are really getting excited about the show. Well, as we told you, we have one of the stars, Nathan Engels, with us today from TLC's Extreme Couponing to share some of the secrets and some of the inside scoop of extreme couponing. Nathan, thank you for being here. It's so wonderful to have you here. Everyone wanted to know, like, how did you get started in this? How did it all begin?
Well, you know, my wife and I started couponing, back years ago when we married. And after we got married, we combined our finances and we said, you know what? We need to do something because we were over $80,000 in debt. We had credit card debt. Yeah, I mean, it was horrible. Credit card debt. We had student loans. We had car loans. I mean, any loan that you could have, we had it. And we made some stupid financial decisions. And so we decided to do a lot of things differently. We started setting budgets. And what we did is set a grocery budget. And when you set a grocery budget, one of two things happen. You either you just sort of let it go and don't follow the budget, or you follow it. And if you follow that budget, you have to look for ways to stretch it naturally.
Sure.
And so a couple of people, you know, if you're trying to stick to a budget, you can go to Aldi, or maybe it's on off-brand stores. You can go to the secondhand bread store, or maybe you can shop all generics at your local grocery store, or you can use coupons. And so I started to do all of those and seeing which one really worked. And one day I was in the store and I actually grabbed this product, and it happened to be $1 at my local grocery store, and there happened to be a 50-cent coupon. Well, that local grocery store doubled to $1. And I'm thinking, man, this product is going to be free, completely free. And I'm thinking, how does this work? Most of the time when you go to the grocery store, you're expecting to pay the grocery store. You're not expecting to get free products off their shelf.
Right.
And so that's sort of where this all started. I realized, at a moment, I can get something for free. So why not, instead of getting one, get a couple, so that I can take it off my grocery list. I don't have to buy it every week. And that's sort of where it all started.
Now, a lot of people don't have the time and energy to actually be one of these extreme couponers. So can you give some little tips to people who are limited on time?
Right, and there's a lot of time savers that are out there. My two biggest tips that I have are the big O's, getting online and getting organized. If you get online, that's a huge time saver because you don't have to do all the work yourself. You can find grocery lists there matched with coupons. You can do a lot of things and a lot of time saving tools. Our website, weusecoupons.com, can offer you a lot of those. We cover all the major stores here in the Pittsburgh area. The other reason is the other sort of tip is getting organized. How many times have you yourself said, darn, I forgot my coupons at home?
Yeah.
That is like forgetting money. And so what we want to try to encourage you to do is get organized, get a coupon binder, get a coupon envelopes, anything that you can, a little accordion folder, anything that gets your coupons organized in a way that you can use them effectively is a huge deal. And so those are sort of our two big tips.
Give some tips to people who really want to become an extreme couponer and want to put the time and effort into it to save really the money.
Okay, so if you want to become an extreme couponer, a couple of tips. First, you have to read. We have a virtual class system on We Use Coupons. It is over 90 classes. You can sit down and read. It's like a book. I learned by doing, by testing. I would go to the store and say, I don't know if this coupon's going to double. I'm just going to buy the product and see. That's how I did it. And so I learned by doing. So now what I did is all of my years of experience, what I've done is I've put them all online. And so you can go through and read, from why they double to how they double, what stores double, the reasoning behind how stores price items, when they go on sale, strategies of when to use coupons, how. Why buy 5 papers when I really only need 1? Why buy 5 products when you really only need 1? All of those questions are answered very quickly and easily through a series of articles. And you sort of touched on those earlier, but yeah, it's really a read, and then do. I mean, go get your coupons, start clipping, and then go to the store. So if you read and then start actually doing it, you'll be surprised at what you can get for free or cheap. Right here, crayons, 24. I have a 20-month-old. I bought these before she was born, because I knew I would use them eventually. And she's just starting to use them. But these were completely free with no coupons. I didn't have a single coupon. Now you're like, how does that work?
Yeah, how did you do that?
Okay, well, they were marked down to $1, and if you bought 3, you got a $3 Catalina back. Now, what is a Catalina? Well, Catalina is an in-store coupon that you get at the register. So if you go to Giant Eagle or some of these stores in the Pittsburgh area that participate in the Catalina program, what will happen is that there will be a register coupon that comes out at the end. Well, I just happened to find out that these were $1, and I was getting $3 if I bought 3. So I'm like, oh, seriously, let me see here. If I spend $3 for crayons, I get $3 back. That is a wash.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'll buy 3 crayons. So instead of buying 3, I bought 30. And so I'm like, every diaper bag that we have, every car that we have, we're going to be putting crayons in. And she gets to draw and have fun, and I get little pictures to hang up, but they didn't cost me anything. And so that's sort of the principles behind it. I didn't need it when I bought them. I knew my wife was pregnant, but I didn't need them. But I knew that if I bought them ahead, I wouldn't need to buy them when I actually needed them. And so that's sort of the principles. But talking more about Catalinas, this is a great example. And it says, get a $10 coupon when you buy $35 in P&G products. Well, what does that mean, a $10 coupon? Well, it is a Catalina coupon. A Catalina comes out at the register for $10 if you follow the program rules.
Gotcha.
And so what we would do in this situation, we'd say, okay, well, these are $35. We had to spend $35. Well, it just so happens that last Sunday, look at this, a beautiful matching, everything matches, and there are lots of coupons in here.
That is
lots of coupons that you can use on the products.
Absolutely.
To lower the cost even further.
Wow.
So it's a matter of learning you're learning the game and playing the game. And if you learn it and get on our site and others, you really can save a lot of money. Before I was using coupons, I spent about $120 to $150 a week. I mean, we were eating pretty nice. We were getting all the name brand stuff and not really caring about the price or on sale. Now I spend about $50. So anywhere from 50 to 60. So that's about a 50%, 60% savings on my grocery bill week after week after week. So I look at a percentage. And so right now I'm saving $60 to $70 a week. All of that money can go towards debt. And so I mentioned the $80,000 in debt. 3.5 years later, we have about $15,000.
Oh, congratulations.
So yeah, I mean, and coupons I wouldn't say did all of that. I led us into a life of frugality. It led us into an idea of understanding of why spend more,
Yes.
save more, spend less. And those kind of principles, very solid strategic principles and financial principles that lead you into a life of frugality. And we really encourage that for most people, especially in this economy.
Absolutely. Very simple rules, but very beautiful, and they work.
And they do work. They really do.
We'll always be home.
Sports.
I actually have neighbors that I talk to instead of Boston.
Go Pens. It's everything.
The new mango one is it? It's really good. It's really good, nice and sweet.
Mom and Dad are probably watching.
I drank it the first time it came out, and I've been drinking it ever since.
Man, I love Iron City. You got to support your own city. I lived here all my life.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Butler, Pennsylvania.
Massachusetts.
Marysville, Pennsylvania. Washington, PA.
Shadyside.
Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, man.
Pittsburgh rocks because we are among the best cities in the U.S. for fitness adventures and outdoor activities. National Geographic Adventure ranked Pittsburgh #1 of 7 adventure cities. They also named Pittsburgh one of the best places for urban adventure. Recently, Pittsburgh was ranked the #9 most walkable U.S. city by MSN City Guides and was ranked 10th best walking city in the country by Prevention Magazine. This was due to our population density per square mile, our low crime rates, the large number of square miles of local and state parks. We also got this recognition because of the large number of walking commuters. According to the U.S. Census, we're ranked 2nd in the country behind Boston for the number of residents who walk to work. And most of us locals know that there is the interesting walking terrain, the hills, bridges, rail trails, and an extraordinary number of city parks. USA Today recognized the beauty of our city and the recreational aspects of our rivers and parks. They said our natural assets, 3 rivers flowing through the town, a profusion of parks, and eye-popping city views from Mount Washington add to the allure. With more rivers and streams than any other continental state, our 3 inviting rivers are perfect for fishing, boating, kayaking, and rafting. Pittsburgh was ranked one of the top 5 cities for mountain biking. The Great Allegheny Passage Trail begins in downtown Pittsburgh and stretches over 300 miles to Washington, D.C. It is just one of our many biking and hiking trails. Pittsburgh rocks.
With me today is Liz Fratteri, who is the owner of Rooted in Time, located in Bridgeville. Liz, thank you so much for joining us on Consumer Sense.
Thanks, Audrey.
Now tell me, what is the most frequently asked question that you have now, this time of the year?
Most people who walk in here now want to know if it's all right to plant now.
And is it?
It's the absolute best time to be planting, and I'll tell you why. Days are cooler, nights are cooler, there's less watering involved, and it's way less stressful for plants to go into the ground now.
But how long can people then actually be planting?
People can plant as long as they can dig a hole, which basically what I'm saying is if, the ground freezes, then it's a little tough to dig. But until that time, which usually isn't even until January, you can be putting plants in the ground. They can be dormant here or they can go dormant in your yard, and it doesn't matter.
Very interesting. I think a lot of people aren't aware that fall is a really, really good
It's
time
the
to plant.
best. We had a very hot summer, and that's very stressful on plants. And plus, that also translates to the homeowner doing a lot more watering.
And how long are you going to be here selling?
We will be here till right before Christmas. We're open. We'll be open every day. We have lots of plants to sell, and we're here doing Christmas trees, greens, wreaths, and all that fun stuff.
Great to know. And I think you also provide the service of planting it as well.
We do. We've had, actually, the landscaping business has been going on a lot longer than me owning this nursery. So yes, we design for people, we do consultations at your home, and we plant anything you want.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Audrey.
Thank you.
And now for Mo's Marketing Minute. This week marks the beginning of a new and exciting Steeler football season as our hometown team looks to fight for another shot at the Super Bowl. The Steelers' success on the field has translated to triumphs off the field, including edging out the rival Dallas Cowboys. Success has also come from the sales of Steeler merchandise. The Pittsburgh Steelers came in with the NFL's top merchandise sales leading into the 2011 season. Helping to aid the Steelers in this accomplishment was safety Troy Polamalu, whose jersey accumulated the most sales of any NFL player, followed by Drew Brees of the New Orleans Saints and rookie favorite Tim Tebow of the Denver Broncos. Speaking of apparel, major clothing retailer American Eagle has teamed up with the Steelers to present the American Eagle College Blitz. By taking part in this promotion, students can win 2 tickets to select Steeler home games simply by texting Blitz to 76274. Winners will then be notified via text and must have a valid student ID number to claim prizes.
And that's Mo's Marketing Minute for this week. Visit Mo's Southwest Grill in Collier, Robinson, or Market Square. Mo's, home of the popular
Welcome to Mo's!
Reading and pop culture inspired menu and atmosphere. Mo's Southwest Grill is a fun, engaging, fast casual concept serving a wide variety of fresh, made-to-order Southwest fare.
Thanks for joining us this week on Consumer Sense. We hope you enjoyed the show. This week's Consumer Sense sensible moments were: whether you are an extreme couponer or not, seek out those coupons and organize them to save some big bucks. Now is a good time to plant outside. There are tons of bargains at your local nursery and you won't have to water as much. There is plenty of time to get out there with your family and friends and get fit and have fun exploring Pittsburgh's great outdoors. Catch us next week. We'll talk to you about marketing to children and help you parents teach your children how to be smart consumers while giving them a great experience in the marketplace. My good friend Sue Brozek-Scott will be joining us to talk about After School Buddies, a great program for kids that helps them learn about the environment, nutrition, animal kindness, and cultural diversity. Become a part of the excitement and energy as Consumer Sense educates, entertains, and enriches the consumer experience. Like us on Facebook, Consumer Sense, and follow us on Twitter @Consumer Sense. And check out our website, draudreygusky.com. We include other tips to help you save time and money in the marketplace. And if you missed any of our previous shows, they're all online on our website. We hope you tune in every week. I am Dr. Audrey Gusky. Thanks for joining us on Consumer Sense, where we make sense for you.